Alberta is seriously under siege. Oh, yes. I hope making this video will create or open up for more questions, perspectives on what is going on. And are we seeing the pendulum swing so far right that communism will sweep in the virtue of making things right again? Yes, the system has been broken. We've been trying hard here since 2012 to get this, ask the questions, maybe try to get an understanding on what things have, why things have transpired the way they have, and the economic, financial systems that we've been going through, and mass exodus and all that stuff. You know, I am pro people, and I am for pro sanity. And I am for 100% eliminating all these bizarro gender wars in schools. Just let the kids be kids, right? Back in 2016, we were already reporting transgender story hour in schools for children in upstate New York. We were already covering this, and they were laying this out already to try and test pilot it to see what happens from upstate New York. And we were, concerned about, how the kids were being misinformed and not letting kids be kids. Now, another concern around that time was in 2016, where they had the After School Satan Club. That was in Michigan State, and we were reporting and discussing on that, how what was happening in upstate New York, and how after school Satan clubs, where parents were signing up children to this. And yes, I understand that parents, but what are they attaching them to, or what are they making them part of? And these are just things that we've discussed here on this channel, from election rigging, possible election rigging, inflation, price of food, going back to 2012, and warning people through a predictive model. And that's something we've been really, really working hard at here. Now, I'm all for fair elections and letting the people choose who they want, not this election crap we've been seeing. All the selection crap is too blatant. And stop taxing us to death. We are above and over and above taxed to a point of no return. And taxing us to death has been something we've been very vocal about. Stop this healthcare, fix the healthcare system, and let's get it better streamlined, and let's get doctors and nurses back to work. And stop the maid BS. This maid assisted suicide is pathetic. It makes Canada look like a joke around the world. And the main question I have for you guys is, what kind of Canada am I leaving for my kids? That's the one right there. And it's about my kids. It hasn't been about me for 12 years anymore. I'm long gone. It's my kids now. Now, what's happening in Alberta? Well, they are severely under siege as we speak right now. And again, I'm for ending all the ludicrousness that's been happening with our children at schools, fixing the healthcare. I'm for all that. I'm for finding a way to make this work, and so that we could live our lives with as less government interference as possible. Well, what's happening here? Well, this is major, major, major. Central Alberta municipal leaders critical of Bill 20. So Bill 20 is a bill that's they're passing, or they're trying to force through, and rural municipalities of Alberta said the changes include in Bill 20 will degrade municipal autonomy by giving the province new powers to intervene and reverse local decisions, or even remove elected municipal representatives. There it is, folks, for you guys to read. This is from the Red Deer Advocate. This is major because now what they want to do at a federal level is start dictating what happens in municipalities. And municipalities, to me, are the most important level of government. The municipality. Why? Because it hits close to home. It's part of home. It's where you step out to on the street. Your municipality is where they take your property tax dollars and start to reuse that money, accumulate that money in a fund, and then reuse it to fix roads, reuse it to build bridges, reuse it to maintain the infrastructure, reuse it locally at your fingertips, right? And that's why municipal is very important Okay? Now, let's keep going here and seeing what's happening. So, Danielle Smith, of course, the premier of Alberta, we searched across our channel, and what did we say? Well, we had nothing negative to say about her. Danielle Smith, a real Canadian hero. It's time for Canada to wake up and cut ties with the WEF equals win. It's about time that people have chosen. The people want to live free in Canada. Canadian government, state-run media reads Alberta. So they're basically, the mainstream media was obviously putting her down and putting her and making her look like the Donald Trump of Canada, right? And that's something. So basically, I automatically took her side the second she said she was calling out Fauci and all what's happening around the world, and I immediately took her side because that's the stance we've been taking before they even rolled the damn thing out. Before they even pulled the trigger on anything. We were already warning you about that. So what's happening here? Let's take a gander.
The province intends to gain more power over civic matters through new legislation. A group that advocates for local municipalities says it intends to stop that from happening.
Alberta Municipalities is going to be looking at all of our options, including legal.
If passed, Bill 20 would allow the provincial government to revoke city bylaws or remove elected officials. Wetaskiwin Mayor Tyler Gandam says he's concerned the bill would strip local leaders of their ability to govern. Edmonton City Councillor Andrew Knack says he would support a legal challenge.
You need to fight against just completely dismantling how local democracy works in this province.
Premier Danielle Smith says this legislation would be used sparingly. She notes the province has already had to step in on municipal decisions, like when it trumped the City of Edmonton's decision to continue its COVID-19 masking bylaw.
We want to make sure that municipalities are not creeping into provincial jurisdiction.
Premier Smith is known for her opposition toward so-called federal overreach, but she says this is a different scenario because cities are legally subordinate to provincial governments.
We are taking every mechanism that we need to make sure that we're asserting that the federal government has to talk with us when it comes to supporting municipalities or talking about policy change.
Knack says he's frustrated.
Why bother having an election if you're going to overhaul how democracy works? Just go appoint the people you want. You have the legal authority to do so. It'd be less fake than trying to pretend that this is about transparency and fairness.
Concern goes beyond big cities. The mid-sized cities' mayor's caucus says they're troubled by an increase in charged rhetoric and potentially landscape-altering legislation. They too want a more collaborative relationship between the province. Gandam says Bill 20 makes that near impossible.
This bill, it makes it extremely hard. Something that Alberta Municipalities is continuously asking for is that consultation and to be a part of bills or legislation that are put together like this.
Morgan Black, Global News.
So this piece of news is I'm a part owner of this news. So if they want to flag it for copyright, it's not copyright. I am a taxpayer in Canada, and Global News is funded by federal government at a federal level, which I do pay federal taxes in my jurisdiction. So this I own part of this news. You own, if you live in Canada, you own part of this news. So there it is right there. Okay, so again, dangerous precedent. Alberta Munis president piles on criticism of Bill 20, and we just saw him speak of it. He was speaking of it earlier, standing up against this. And this is very, very important, folks, because now hear me out. What do they know? What is the governance up top know? Right? What do they know? Do they know? Because I've had this feeling, and I've brought it up on the channel multiple times, that the mayor of Edmonton and the mayor of Calgary in the province of Alberta, I believe, in my opinion, that it was 100% fixed. I believe that those people, they've gotten votes, but nobody voted for those people. It kind of gave it away when the mainstream media already had them prepped and ready to go and had their ties on and their shirts pressed, ready to go and give their acceptance speech before all the votes were even counted. That's what I believe, right? And during those municipal elections, Alberta, was it Edmonton or Calgary, voted to put fluoride in the water. They voted in favor of that. Why would they vote in favor? We brought this up before. We brought this up a couple of years ago when these elections were taking place, or should I say elections. And do they know something, right? Does the premier know something at a level that a lot of these elections were not, so to say, transparent in a way, and they're kind of like, watch what this guy says right here. Watch this.
Expect fair and free elections. And through this legislation, we are ensuring the locally elected officials and councils are accountable to the Albertans who elect them and make decisions that are clearly in Alberta's interest and reflect the transparency and fairness that the citizens of Alberta deserve. If passed, Alberta's government will be updating the Local Authorities Elections Act to enable local political parties to participate in local elections, including being identified next to a candidate's name on a local election ballot. Our decision is focused on transparency. Party affiliation at the local level is something that happens already, particularly in the bigger cities. But there are currently no rules around political parties at the local level. The Local Authorities Election Act is silent on this point. The amendments we are making will actually create the regulatory authority for the government to define local political parties, which will allow political parties to register with a municipality. If and when that happens, the municipality will be required to include a candidate's political party on a local election ballot. And so we think that we need to make it accountable, put some rules around it, some spending caps, some fundraising caps, some rules about sharing money, and some transparency. So I guess what I'm hearing you say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, is that this doesn't change a lot, except put some rules around it. Whether when they vote for a provincial person or a municipal person, the institution of that municipality has to be trusted, and people have to believe that those that assume their seats within a municipal council are the ones that most of the public wanted there. And in other words, the one that got the most votes. And the more confidence that we can give the general public, the trust that the person sitting in the seat is the one with the most votes, will actually bolster confidence in the institution of municipal government. And that is that's our highest priority. And
so there it is, a bunch of mishmash of words, trying to get around the framework of what they're doing. If this doesn't spell communism, I don't know what does. Did the pendulum swing so far to the right now that a majority of people will see that as a good thing, and that, yeah, we need to make those accountable to the cities? They are accountable to the cities. They are. Anyone at a municipal level, maybe at the provincial level, but I know at the municipal level, they are held accountable. City councilors at a municipal level could go to jail if the city goes bankrupt for various amounts of things, right? For collusion and all kinds of stuff. So they are on the hook as city councilors, right? But I just think in my heart of hearts, there may be something that at that provincial level that they know, and they kind of want to, without telling us, try and fix certain underlying problems instead of coming forward and being honest with us, which they never do, and tell us, look, a lot of these elections were selected and blah blah blah. There's a lot of WEF puppets. There's a lot of people that are on bankrolls for different institutions that are, funding them and funneling money to them. Yes, I want those people to be accounted for. I want them to go to prison. I want them, obviously, to do time or whatever, or pay fees or fines or whatever, for what they've done to us, right? And it goes back, this channel goes back many years. It goes back to 2012, right? We're just asking the questions, right? I just want to know what's going on. What am I missing here? If this does not smell like communism, then I don't know what is, man. So municipal level government is so important, and it's so important to the local levels. It's important to the local homeowner / person living in the municipality. That's more hand-to-hand touch is the municipal level. I could reach out to anybody in my local city council, and they'll even come and see me at my store if it needs be. Right? That's the level of government we should have at all levels. And municipal, yeah. Should they be accounted for breaking the law? Of course. Should we bring sanity back? Yes, bring the damn sanity back. People are getting fed up. Now, as the pendulum swings so far to the right, what happens then, right? Anyways, Alberta is under siege, folks. And I'm looking forward to reading. Maybe I missed something here. Maybe I don't understand what the premise, the full premise of the scope is. Maybe I don't understand certain areas of this. Maybe somebody out there does know, and somebody out there could basically give us a little bit of insight on what is going on, right? So, anyways, guys, Mike Martins here signing off. Guys, don't forget to join me for people are our show, but we've been doing a live stream since 2016 called Mike in the Night. Just go to realmikemartins.com, realmikemartins.com, spelled like that there. It goes to this channel here. Go ahead and bookmark it. Please bookmark it, because people can't find the show when we're live, and the show looks like this, and we got callers in from across the Commonwealth that call in and give us their updates from all over Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Canada, and the United States. Since 2016, Mike in the Night has been going on. We just accomplished episode 557. And if you go to mikeinthenight.org, people are having trouble finding our playlist of all the episodes of Mike in the Night. If you guys want to find that, go mikeinthenight.org, and I'll go back to all the episodes. And this is 18 or 19 or 21 plus material on Mike in the Night, because sometimes we get very vulgar on the show, and so do some of the callers that call in. So we just want to kind of give you and we've been banned off all the platforms, so we are just trying to hang on to where we could go, right? Anyways, guys, let me know if I'm overreacting. Let me know if the governments are overreaching. Let me know what's the deal here? How do you guys see a fix in this? How would you fix this? Looking forward to reading your comments below. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.